I spent a very long time exploring Tamriel to find places that might be the locations that will be used for the Gates of Oblivion, the new content for 2021 for The Elder Scrolls Online. Come on a journey with me and let's take a look. Hello, it's Icy, that's right! I'm very excited. So I'm back here exploring the existing parts of Tamriel, looking for places that might be for part of the Gates of Oblivion. Now, a couple of things. There is no guarantee that the Gates of Oblivion content will have anything to do with Cyrodiil, i.e. the Oblivion location from the original Oblivion, which is 800 years in the future. But let's go with what we can guess. We'll assume that they're going to use the same locations, right? So that means we've got kind of two possible locations. If we're going to assume it's filling out the map of the original Oblivion Cyrodiil, there's basically two locations that we need to fill in. One is the Colovian Highlands over here on the west, in between the Gold Coast and Cyrodiil, and just above the Reach. And the other location is the Nimine Basin down here, and then all the way down the coast through the marshlands, all the way down here as well. So there is a large river that's running from around the Imperial City off to the side. It's not actually shown on here, which is annoying, and then it scrolls all the way down past Breville, which is about here, all the way down to the coast to Leowyn, all the way down here in the marshlands. Now, in the teaser trailer video, which you can see linked up here, or my commentary over that, to be clear, there are two locations shown. Technically three, but only two we might be able to find. The first is a nighttime scene with a long river valley, quite steep side. At the far end is a small lit town. There's a large arched structure that we're looking through, and then a rocky area that our protagonist is lying on, honestly what looks like an altar, and clutching a book with a Daedric symbol on it. Eventually, the second location is a swamp. The viewpoint is zooming through the roots of the mangroves or histories, enters a cave, goes down and through. After you go through the cave, you end up in Marunes Dagon's Plane of Oblivion. Obviously, we can't find the Plane of Oblivion here in the game just yet. That's presumably coming. So we might be able to find a location that matches the first, or possibly the Merkumaya / Shadowfen / something area on the second. So I'm going to start by talking about the Nimine Basin. So I'm here in Cyrodiil right now. I am just to the east of Cropsford, just down the hill towards the river, and there is a very tempting looking bridge here. Nice archway, nice roadway, leads off into the Nimine. Can't cross the bridge, it's an invisible wall here. But, I mean, it's pretty steep-sided. I thought initially when I saw the archway in the video it was too steep for a bridge, but maybe not. This is not the same kind of structure, but it's not to say that somewhere further down the river that we could see something similar. But this is a very open, I mean, it's not really steep-sided. Like, it's not that V-shaped valley that you can see in the video. Admittedly, it's nighttime, and admittedly the terrain, actually in Cyrodiil, as you get further south along here, the terrain actually flattens out. It doesn't retain the V-like shape, so the only way you get to keep a V-like shape to the river is further north into Cyrodiil. And a little further up this river, it's actually waterfalls, so you can't actually travel the whole way up by river anyway. So I gotta say, I'm not liking Nimine. I'm not liking Nibene for the location. There's no other river through the top of this section here. All the way down here, all the way down Shadowfen, and this whole section down to Shan and Shadowfen, and for that matter all the way down here through Stonefalls. This is all mountain. It's all mountain. There is like impassable mountain this whole way down here. This leads off to up in here, so that's actually not helpful either. So yeah, there's no passable way into the Nibene from this side as it is currently. It's not to say that won't change later. It may, but right now that's just mountain range the whole way through. So I'm not liking Nibene for this at all. I will say I've explored thoroughly Shadowfen and Murkamaya. That's our two main Argonian areas we have currently, and there's nowhere there in either of them where there's a heavy mangrove swamp that leads to anything stone where a cave could exist. Certainly in Shadowfen, all of the swampland is this sort of bottom third, but once you're up into this section up here, you're actually going up the hills into the rocks before you get to kind of cliff wall type stuff. It's a bit different down in Murkamaya. The back half is just like raised and up high, but the actual marshy stuff is well away from there, and there's nowhere there either, which leads me to think maybe the marsh type area could be down in here, down this kind of Black Marsh, Black Reach, Black something, Leyawen, all the way down here. There is a lot of Argonian territory. It's large, it's flat, it's open, but yeah, you could have that location in here. So the other location for us then is over in the Clovian Highlands. So I'm going to ride over to Velastris, and then I'll be back in a minute and we'll talk about that one. So I'm here all the way on the other side of the map. I'm right down the bottom here. I'm actually at the Abbey of the Eight, which is a very important place, part of the original Oblivion game. This is where you pick up, spoilers, Martin. So this is the location that you pick up the main character, or the main protagonist actually, for the original Oblivion games. Now, note the architecture. This is Clovian architecture. It's much less Roman than the Nibene architecture. You'll see it's quite dark grey, it's got very pointed roofs, and if you look back at the video, you'll see that that little town in the far distance does seem to have a tower at the top with a fairly pointed roof as well. So I think it's possible, more than possible actually, I think it's almost likely that the location that's shown in the first part of the video is actually Clovian, not Nibene. I do have some more evidence for you. Unfortunately, you cannot get anywhere from Cyrodiil. So on this side of Cyrodiil, despite the fact I've got a marker up here, you can't actually get from here. This is like solid cliff the whole way down here. There is nowhere to go. So there's no, unlike the other side of the map, there's no sort of teasing locations that look like you can get through, apart from obviously this giant circular wall here, but which you can sort of see in the mist, not very helpfully, but once again you need a road, right? So there's no road that can actually get you across there. There's no gates. Actually, let's just check. Pretty sure there's no gates. I wasn't stealth there because there were some probably questers around, but it took me a while to get here and I'd rather not die before I can explore. So yeah, along here we've just got this giant wall, and it's not even got a gate in it, so there's no It's not even built in here like it could nominally be passed through to other parts of Tamriel, unlike the other side of the map. It's just all perfectly solid. And then, as you can see on the map, if you go any further south, you're basically heading down to the Northern Elsewhere Gate instead. So there is no pass-through on here off to the other parts of the map. At least anywhere between, the Southern High Rock Gate and all the way down here. But I'd like to show you more possible places I'd like to show you more on the Colovian side, and then make your own decision. I'll be back in a sec. And now I'm in the Gold Coast. So, the Gold Coast is one of the locations that was part of the original Oblivion. This is a questing zone. This is a DLC. This is part of the Dark Brotherhood DLC. So I am right here over at the gate. This is Varen's Wall Gatehouse. So there is an interesting little journal just here that is worth your while to read. But as you can see from the map, this leads directly along the road, and we are right here. Could travel along the road straight into Cyrodiil. So it's super tempting. The other thing I'd like you to note is, see these trees? These are pretty much the same kind of tree that you can see in the video in that first part. It is dark, and so everything looks a lot greener than it might otherwise. But those trees are pretty much the same kind of trees that you see just to the edges of the archway. So very tempting, really, really tempting. So the other thing I'd like to show you is if we come all the way down here to the water and see if we can get our way out to that rock. Right, oh, missed it. That's okay. Might be able to just hang out here so we can see. Now, that valley, that is a steep-sided valley. It's not dark, obviously, but if you look, so you can see the types of trees that are up there as well. That, to me, looks considerably closer as a possible replica of the video, the first part of the video, than anywhere in the other parts of the game could be. Now, looking at the map, we're just across the way here from Malabar Tour, and just down from Reaper's March. And Reaper's March is where I want to take you next. There's a few other interesting things over there that I think are worth a look. Okay, so I am up here in the north of Reaper's March at Orenthia. So, as we have a look around here, you'll see this is a distinctly Colovian style town. And I want you to note the fairly steep, complete arch bridge. No supports underneath, it's just like a full arch, which is much closer to the archway that you see in the video. So the other place I'd like to take you is just down through the town. I mean, obviously this town is a mix of Colovian and Khajiiti styles, but yeah, it's definitely here. We have this bridge. So another large arched span. Very strongly V'd valley. But if we look down here, gate. A very large, interesting gate that, if we look at the larger map, could possibly take us north into the Colovian Highlands, which are right here. I really feel that this is probably the way to go. Now, it's not to say, so if you look at if you think about the view up the river, the town is not on the river itself. It's actually in the mountains, obviously, and it's in the mountains off to the side. So yeah, we could be looking up this river towards Orenthia and up through Reaper's March, but the actual town we're viewing is up in the hills. So, skin grab maybe? I'm not even sure. Could be a completely other town, could be a different town, a new town. Very easy for a town to be created and then just disappear by the time it gets to Oblivion. They could certainly do that fairly easily. So, yeah. Look at that mountainous, it's very mountainous. And see the tower? I mean, that is a tower that's part of the battlements. But to me, that's the kind of tower that you see at the top of the village that's lit up. So, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think it's somewhere else in the lands of Tamriel? Is this something that could be? I don't know, but I'm really excited and I hope that I'm right. I would like to explore that part. I do like the Clovian architecture. Give me some new houses. That would be fantastic. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you picked up any other clues about where we might be going, like physically in the world, or any other things in the story? I would love to know. Give us a thumbs up if you liked this video. Please do share it with your friends. That was very much appreciated. Come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC, where I stream 4 days a week, mostly the Elder Scrolls Online. I am there to speculate. Yes, I am. And I would like to speculate with you. So come say hello. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.